Hello everybody, welcome back to GP's Odds and Ends. Jessica here. So I have another nail video for you today. On my left hand I have the leopard print nails still, so if you want to check out that video, you can. It should be up at this point. But on my other hand here, I'm going to do something a little bit more simple, but maybe a little bit time consuming, I guess. I'm going to do kind of a gradient mani. So basically 5 different colors, so one color on each nail from kind of a light to dark. So I don't know if I want to go light to dark this way, or I think I'm going to go light to dark. So the colors that I am going to be using is this Cherry Blossom collection from Referral Nails. So we have Cherry Blossom 1 through 5. So as you can kind of see from the colors a little bit there, they go from light to dark. So it seems I kind of want, now for some reason, like for instance, this is Cherry Blossom 1. I'm going to put them in order. They don't really go, like the numbers don't go in order from light to dark. So I'm going to have to set them up to kind of go, because this is, let's see, if I were to set them up by number, this is what it would be. So the lightest one is in the middle. So we're going to have to, I think this is the darkest. Yeah, I think I'm going to go like this. So that's number 3, number 4, number 1, number 5, and then number 2. So that kind of goes in a nicer pattern or color gradient, I guess. So the way that I'm going to do this, so I'm going to start with the lightest color on my pinky and go to the darkest color. So I'm going to kind of set them up like that so that I can dip right into each jar as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up and then we'll get started. Alright, so I have all of my jars in order from lightest to darkest. I also have them kind of in order based on how I'm going to dip in. So the lightest color is kind of closer to my pinky or in that order. So I'm going to do my normal dip powder process. There's not going to be anything out of the ordinary, just with the exception that I am dipping each finger into a different color. So I'm doing the base coat from cuticle to free edge, dipping into the jar all together and just cleaning up my cuticle line so you have the nice crisp line around your cuticle. I'm going to let that sit for a minute before I brush anything off. I'm going to go into the second nail and dip into that second jar and so on until I get to my thumb. Also, I just wanted to talk about something because I know I previously used to, or I have been doing the A to Z manis. The last one that I did that people made suggestions for was letter M. M as in Mary. I did post a letter N to the channel for suggestions, and I didn't get any, which is fine. I think it's just kind of, at this point, has run its course as far as doing that kind of themed mani or nail art, if you will. If you all want me to bring it back at some point in the future, you can always leave a comment for me. But again, like I didn't get any suggestions for letter N, so I think I'm just going to, do the manis that I want to do when I want to do them and record it and just, show you those as I kind of progress, because I'm not really doing nails as much as I used to. I tend to try to keep them on for at least 2 weeks at a time, whereas previously when I was just doing nails I would be changing them pretty much every weekend. is normally when I used to do my nails, so I'm not really doing that anymore. I like to have them on for as long as possible now. So generally I try to keep them for at least 2 weeks at a time, but when I do them, I do still record it so I can share that with you if you are interested in seeing that, because I do like to do my nails still. I'm just not doing it as often. So I want to continue to keep doing the dip powder so that they grow out a bit. I do like them a bit longer than they are currently, but I do need to use the dip powder so that they don't break. My nails tend to be very flexible if there's nothing on them at all, so they will bend if I hit my finger on something. And while it won't break, it does end up resulting in like little tears on the sides of like the sidewalls of my nails, usually right around where my fingertip is, and then they end up breaking or tearing off. So just to eliminate that, I try to use the dip powder as much as possible so that they can grow out longer. So I will continue to do my nails, but we're going to retire the A to Z Mani nail art challenge. So if there's a different kind of theme or something else that you want me to try, by all means you can leave a comment for me. But I've kind of talked through the whole mani at this point. I showed 2 layers on camera. I did do a 3rd layer of the color on each nail. I just didn't show that because it's just the same exact process that I did for the first 2 layers. I'm now on to clear. I do always, even if it's a flat or cream color like these are, there's like no sparkle or glitter or anything like that, I do still cap all of my nails in clear just to make sure I'm not removing too much product or removing any of that color when I go in to do my filing. I'm filing off camera, but I really love this thumb color, the color that's on my thumb. That's like right up my alley for kind of like a red or like a dark berry pink kind of a color. And this clear is from Triple D. It doesn't have a label on the jar itself, but that one is from Triple D. The liquids I used is from Virgo and Gem, so I always like to clean everything off again with this scrubby brush as well. And then I'm going to go in with activator. I let the activator sit on my nails for a good 5 minutes to make sure they're all nice and hard before I go in for any filing or shaping. And then I'll come back and they will be all nicely filed, shaped, buffed, and etc. So just like that, we are nice and filed. I'm going to clean off all of that filing dust with some alcohol on my cotton round. I am eventually going to switch over to using lint-free wipes. I'm going to do another layer of activator. That's to help make sure your top coat is shiny. And then I usually will wipe off my nail with the cotton round again to make sure there's not any activator residue on my skin or anything that could contaminate the top coat liquid. But I've been finding that it seems like even though I can't see it on the surface of my nail, that it appears that there's maybe some fibers of the cotton round that are kind of being left behind. And then when I go to do my top coat, you kind of can see them a little bit, and it kind of, makes it look a little funky if you're looking at it close. I mean, you really can't tell on camera. You wouldn't be able to tell from far away, but if I'm looking at them, I can see it. And I don't like it. So I'm going to start switching to the lint-free wipes for this final kind of cleaning off of my nails, if you will. I get a clean paper towel because I don't want to have anything that's going to contaminate my top coat liquid at all. I'm going to do 2 to 3 swipes of the top coat from cuticle to free edge on every nail for the first layer. I wipe off that brush in between because I don't want to contaminate my liquid again. So the dip powder liquids sometimes can be very easy to contaminate if you're kind of going in with one product and then another and not kind of taking the time to clean your brushes and so on. So it's if you want to keep longevity with your liquids and not have to replace them, it's best to kind of do as much as you can to kind of keep them from cross-contaminating and everything. So we're only going to do 2 layers of the top coat. That's kind of part of the dip powder process. We only do 2 layers. The second layer, though, you can be a bit more thorough and kind of make sure your whole entire nail is covered. Get your free edge if you want. I do because I use Peel Base, so I want to, help that give my nails or the mani a little bit of longevity and make sure no water gets under there that's going to cause them to pop off earlier than I want to. But I have been using the Referral Nail Peel Base. It's called Clean Slate, and that works pretty well. I usually have to pop the dip powder off myself. It generally does not do it on its own, where other peel bases do kind of pop off on their own. But it came out really nice and shiny. I will let that top coat sit or dry for a good 3 to 5 minutes before I go in with my cuticle oil. This cuticle oil is from Candi Skin Care. This one's called Cotton Candy, so I figured it was a nice, really sweet kind of ushering in the springtime type of scent. So I really do like it. And I like the brush applicators a little bit better than the dropper ones too, because I feel like it kind of really gets in between your skin and your nail bed, like all around that cuticle area. And I just like to kind of rub that in, get everything all nice and re-nourished after using alcohol and whatnot. So I really like how this mani came out. I really love the thumb color, and actually I really like the middle finger color too. I think they're really pretty. Well, let me know what you think of this mani. If you've tried a gradient before, let me know in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, bye for now.